Long ago Napoleon warned, "Let China sleep, for when she wakes, she will shake the world." For much of the 20th century, China was closed off, a land of farmers and bicycles recovering from hardship. The world saw China as ancient, not powerful, a quiet giant lost in its own dream. Cities were simple, life was slow, and poverty was everywhere. The world watched with curiosity but never fear. But in the late 1970s, China began to stir. Leaders in Beijing opened the doors, letting in new ideas about markets and money. They decided China would no longer be poor, it would be strong. This was more than economic reform, it was a plan to change the world. Factories sprang up and Made in China labels appeared everywhere. Western companies moved production to China, chasing lower costs. Few realized the ambition behind this change. The world saw a factory, not a future superpower. But beneath the noise of machines, the giant was waking. Napoleon's prophecy was beginning to come true. The world was unprepared for the speed and scale of China's transformation. The giant's eyes were opening, and the world would soon feel its footsteps. What began as a quiet awakening would soon shake the global order. China's leaders had a vision, not just to catch up, but to lead. The world's attention was finally turning east. The sleeping giant was ready to walk the world stage. The age of a new China had begun. The world would never be the same. China's transformation was breathtaking. In just decades, fields became cities of steel and glass. Millions left the countryside for factory jobs, fueling the world's largest migration. China became the world's workshop, building everything from shirts to smartphones. Its economy soared to second place globally. High-speed trains, vast highways, and new skylines redefined the nation. Chinese companies like Alibaba and Tencent became global giants. China invested its wealth worldwide, buying ports, companies, and resources. The world was no longer just buying from China, China was buying the world. This economic power changed daily life everywhere. The sleeping giant was not just awake, it was running. China's rise was a message. It could plan big, spend big, and build big. The world's balance of power was shifting. The economic miracle was only the beginning. China was ready for the next stage. China's influence now stretches far beyond its borders. The Belt and Road Initiative is building a modern Silk Road, roads, railways, ports, and pipelines connecting China to the world. Trillions are invested, bringing development and debt to dozens of countries. China's loans buy influence. If countries can't pay, China gains control. The digital Silk Road spreads Chinese technology worldwide. Companies like Huawei build networks in developing nations, raising questions about data and security. China's military is expanding too, with the world's largest navy and overseas bases. Its economic and digital reach gives Beijing new power in global organizations. China is no longer just a participant, it's reshaping the global system. The world's data, infrastructure, and trade are increasingly tied to China. This new Silk Road is both physical and digital. China's vision is to be at the center of the world economy. The global order is being rewritten. China's rise is not just about trade, it's about power. The world must reckon with a new kind of superpower. The world faces a profound question: is China creating a new order or reviving an old one? For decades, the West saw China as a partner, not a rival. Now, China's economic, technological, and military power is undeniable. Its influence shapes politics, technology, and security debates worldwide. China asserts its vision in global organizations, often clashing with Western values. Its model prioritizes state power and stability over individual freedom. For centuries, China saw itself as the Middle Kingdom, the world's center. The last 2 centuries of Western dominance may be just a brief interruption. Perhaps China is restoring what it sees as the natural order. The US-led world is changing. China's awakening is already here. We are living in a world shaped by China's rise. The ground is shifting beneath our feet. Are we prepared for the consequences of this great awakening? Is this the birth of a new era, or the return of an ancient power? The sleeping giant is awake, and the world is forever changed.